Mem Hayam at base, 5 lines from the top. We learned previously that according to the Rabbanan, they say the pasuk Asher Toichal Ha'ish Es Ha'oila Ala Mizbeach, which is not necessary to teach that the Etzem Halacha that the oil is burnt on the Mizbeach, because we know that already. It's coming to teach us that if there are Evarim Pedorim that were not consumed the previous night, that Shesaydran Ala Kevish Al Gabi Yisayvev, and then you burn it back on the main Ma'arocha. Now, Rav Meir says that there was a separate ma'arocha, a separate pyre for burning the Evarim Pedorim that were Shaloi Nisachlu Mibeirav. So, what is Rav Meir? How does he dash in that pasuk? Rav Meir, Ikula Oila Tamachsir, Via Tamachsir, Ikula Ketayers, is coming to teach you that what is it that you burn on the Mizbeach? You burn on the Ikule Oila, consume parts of the Oila that were propelled from the Mizbeach, so they flew off the Mizbeach, that you return it to the Mizbeach to burn it. But not Ikule Keteris, but not partially consumed parts of the Keteris that were propelled off of the Mizbeach. That you do not return it to the Mizbeach. Disani Rabbi Hanani Bar Menuhin Bidvei Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov. The pasuk says, "Asher Toichal Ha'ish Es Ha'oila Mizbeach." It says that the fire will consume of the oil on the Mizbeach. Ikula oila tamachs. The emphasis is on oila. V'ya tamachs ikula keteres. It's only the oil that you return to the Mizbeach. And Rashi explains Menachos. It says that Hiya oila al maikta. This is the oil al maikta. So it says Asher Toichal Ha'ish Es Ha'oila. That Taychal we darshan to ukal, what was consumed, and therefore was partially consumed and was propelled from the Mizbeach, then it's ha'oila on the Mizbeach. Then you put it back on the Mizbeach, but it's dafkan oila and not the keteres. So but the kuli alma miyas moisif and boy Yomi. So everyone, all the Tanoim, we had the different sheets in the time, but everyone holds that you add an extra ma'arocha for the keteres, especially keteres of Yom Kippur. Minalahu, where do we know that from? The more answers naflo mi v'ha'esh. We darshan from v'ha'esh that this extra v'ha'esh on that we darshan that you need an extra ma'arocha. And even a command darshan doesn't darshan the vav, but vav hey darish. But vav hey you would darshan. So therefore it says va'esh al mizbeach tukal by the v'ha'esh. It could have said esh. It says v'ha. We darshan there's an extra marocha for the keteres of Yom Kippur. Now, as far as the kasha eish tamid lamai, also, what do we need? The eish tamid in the parsha that has got the psukim that are brought down, and it brings down the psukim of the oila on the eish that on mizbeach that you burn it on the mizbeach. It says eish tamid. It says eish tamid, and it says eish tamid throughout the parsha over there. Why does it say eish tamid? What is the permanent fire? What is it coming to teach you? Look at the sign we need for the following. The Eish, it says, Eish Tamid al Mizbeach Loisech, Eish al Mizbeach Tukad Boy, Limit al Marocha Shniya Shel Keteres. It teaches you that the Marocha Shniya Shel Keteres, the second pyre for the coals, that Shloitei al Mizbeach Achitza. This extra fire, Marocha, is on the outer Mizbeach, even though the daily Keteres is burnt on the Mizbeach Hazav, on the inner Mizbeach, but the coals come from the outer Mizbeach. Eish Machta U'Menorah Minayin. Now, how do I know that that applies also for the Eish Machta, that for the burning of the Keteres on Yom Kippur, which is burned on the Machta and the shovel in the Kodesh Kadoshim, and also for the coals that are needed to burn the Menorah? In earlier times, in the Beis Hamikdash, the ner from the Menorah was burned from the ner Ma'aravi that B'neis used to light and burn the whole day, and from that ner Ma'aravi they lit the other ners of the Menorah. But after the Misa of Shimon HaTzadik, then that needs to not occur. They brought the coals from the Mizbeach. How do I know that that also comes from the Mizbeach? From the Mizbeach Hachitza. Eish Machta Menorah Minayin. Where do we know? How do I know that the coals that are to be used for the Machta, the Yom Kippur, the burning of the Keteres in Yom Kippur, and the menorah, the fire that's used to light the menorah, the daily lighting of the menorah, also has to come from Mizbeach HaChitza. And after the time of Shimon HaTzadik, the menorah had to be lit. The Ner Maravi was not Doilik Menes, it had to be lit. How do we know that for the Keteris of Yom Kippur and for the menorah, also the coals come from the Mizbeach HaChitza? Vidinhu, we can learn it out from the following limud. Nemra Eish B'Keteris, it says Eish by the Keteris, the daily Keteris, and Nemra Eish B'Machta Menorah. And it says Eish by the Gabi the Machta of Yom Kippur and the menorah and the lighting of menorah. Malahalan al Mizbeach HaChitza, just like we learned previously, that the fire for the Keteris, for the daily Keteris, has to come from the Mizbeach HaChitza. So too, Avkan al Mizbeach HaChitza. So too, over here, the Keteris of Yom Kippur and the menorah has to come from the outer Mizbeach HaChitza. Like the Gemara or the Brisa, Klach Derech Zu, or maybe you can say the reason the other way. Nemra Eish B'Keteris, it says Neish B'Keteris, Lagabi the daily Keteris, and Nemra Eish B'Machta Menorah. Ma Lahalam B'Samach Loi, just like over there, it's the fire that's Samach Loi that is closest to it, meaning the daily Keteris is burnt on the Mizbeach Pnimi. The fire comes from the Mizbeach that's close to it, the Mizbeach HaChitza. So over there, it's Malam B'Samach Loi, I'd say perhaps Av Machta Menorah B'Samach Loi. It's the Mizbeach that's close to it. What's the Mizbeach that's close to it? The menorah is in the Heichel. The Mizbeach HaPnimi, the Mizbeach HaZav is in the Heichel. That's the fire that's close to it. The burning of the Keteris on Yom Kippur is Lefnaim Lefnaim. The Mizbeach that's closest to it is the Mizbeach HaZav. Maybe it should come from the Mizbeach HaZav, not from the Mizbeach HaChitza. So we have to have, therefore, a Xeris HaKosa, a pasuk to teach us. Talmud Loimar, Eish Talmud Tukad, Al Mizbeach Leisichba. It says, Eish Talmud Al Mizbeach Leisichba. Tukad Al Mizbeach Leisichba. So what do we darshan? Eish Talmud Shamarti Loch, the Eish Talmud, which I mentioned to you, meaning the fire of the menorah, which it says Talmud, it says Lahales Ner Talmud, Loitei Ela Baroisha Shal Mizbeach HaChitza. It has to be, it come from the Mizbeach HaChitza. So it says Eish Talmud, that the fire of the menorah says that it should be from the Tukar Ala Mizbeach. It should become from the Mizbeach HaChitza, on the outer Mizbeach. So Lamanu Eish LaMenorah. We learn now from here the Eish of Menorah. Eish LaMachta Minayin. How do I know the Eish from the Machta of Yom Kippur? Vidinhu Nemra Eish B'Machta. And it says V'Nemra Eish B'Menorah. Ma Lahalan Al Gabi Mizbeach HaChitza. Avkan Al Mizbeach HaChitza. Just like over there. The menorah, we established that it comes from the Mizbeach HaChitza, and the coal comes from the Mizbeach HaChitza, so too, that we should say, therefore, by the Machta, where it says Eish, also it should come from the Mizbeach HaChitza, or maybe no, go and use a different argument. Nemra Eish B'Keteris, it says Eish B'Keteris, and Nemra Eish B'Machta, and it says Eish B'Machta. Ma'ala Halam Samach Loi, just like the daily burning of the Keteris. It's in a place where it's Somoch, it comes, it's burnt on the Mizbeach HaZav. It comes from the place which is near, from the Mizbeach HaChitza. Avkan B'Samach Loi. So here also, it should come from a place that's near. So the Keteris of Yom Kippur is burned on the Kodesh Kedoshim. It should come from the Mizbeach, which is Samach to, which is in close proximity, which is near to it, which is the Mizbeach HaZav, and not the Mizbeach HaChitza. So, how do I resolve this? Talmud Leimer, the pasuk says, "V'lokach miloi machta gach leish me'al hamizbeach milifnei Hashem." It says he takes it from the gach leish, from the mizbeach, which is milifnei Hashem. So, meaning we're understanding that it means from the part of the mizbeach which is lifnei Hashem. The mizbeach is a mizbeach which part of it is not milifnei Hashem, and part is. So, mezeu mizbeach. What is the Mizbeach? That only part of it is Lifnei Hashem, but not Kula, but not all of it. That's Mizbeach HaChitza, and because of Mizbeach HaChitza, the entrance to the Ulam is on the westerly side of it. On this side, on the easterly side of it, it's not Lifnei Hashem. The Mizbeach HaChitza, part of it is Lifnei Hashem, but not all of it. The Mizbeach Pnimi, the Mizbech Hazav, is in the Heichal. It's totally in the Heichal, Lifnei Hashem. So therefore, you take it from the Machta Eish, the shovelful of the coals, you take it from the Mizbech, which is Melifnei Hashem, which has part of it Melifnei Hashem. That is how the Amr Zem Mizbech HaChitzayim. V'isrich l'michtav, and the pasuk has to say Ma'al Mizbeach, v'isrich l'michtav Melifnei Hashem. It has to teach me both from the Mizbeach and Melifnei Hashem. Because Avrachan Ma'al Mizbeach, it only said from the Mizbeach. Havamina my Mizbeach HaPnimi. I would have thought it means the inner one, the Mizbeach Hazav, because of Rahman and Melifnei Hashem. So it says Melifnei Hashem to teach me that it's Mizbeach HaChitzay. Because of Rahman and Melifnei Hashem, but if it only said Melifnei Hashem, and it didn't say from on the Mizbeach, Havamina Davka Melifnei Hashem, I would have thought it's only on that part of the Mizbeach, which is on the westerly part, which is Melifnei Hashem. Aval Mahai Gisa, but if it's coals that are taken from another side, from one side or the other, mean not on the westerly side, then I would say a maloi. I would think it's not kosher. So therefore it's shricha. So therefore it's shricha that it has to be. Therefore you need both of them to teach me that it's mizbeach hachitzon and anywhere on the mizbeach hachitzon.